Less than a year after Korea's first innovation center opened in Daegu, a network of 17 creative economy centers is now complete, with the last center opening in Incheon today. We're already seeing some results from these centers created to support the startup movement, which also has the full backing of the government. Song Ji-sun tells us more about Korea's latest creative center.
Innovation centers are at the core of President Park Geun-hye's drive for a creative economy. Since the first center opened in Daegu in September last year, 60 more have opened across the nation, completing a national network with the goal of helping local startups get off the ground. With the help of these centers, large companies based in the region provide startups with their know-hows. The centers also serve as a one-stop shop for everything the startups need, from legal advice to financing and patent applications. The country's last innovation center opened Wednesday in Incheon, with the goal of remaking the western port city into a smart logistics hub. 1/3 of Korea's trade volume passes through the city, and the new center aims to use its strategic location to facilitate exchanges between Korean and Chinese startups. With the center's launch, President Park Geun-hye's creative economy drive is now in full swing.
오늘 인천 혁신센터의 출범으로 작년 9월부터 시작이 된 전국 17개 창조경제혁신센터 구축이 모두 마무리되었습니다. 고유한 특색과 장점을 갖춘 전국 창조경제혁신센터들이 각 지역별 강점과 후원 기업의 역량을 결합해서 대한민국 창조 경제를 선도해 나갈 수 있도록 이 자리에 계신 모든 분들이 힘과 지혜를 모아주시기를 바랍니다.
All 17 centers are aiming to keep pace with the changing startup landscape.
It's no longer about securing more funding. It's speed and the ability to adapt to the rapidly changing world that matters. The centers will manage regional resources and grow simultaneously, sometimes through competition and at other times through collaboration.
The Incheon Center is already collaborating with a private startup accelerator called Spark Lab, which now calls the port city home. The company aims to help local startups enter the global market and plans to host demonstrations at the center. The network has already racked up some achievements. Samsung and LG alone have shared over 90,000 patents with smaller companies, and more than 5,000 startups have received advice from the centers on launching their businesses. The task now is keeping the startup movement alive and keeping the center strong even after the end of President Park's term. Song Ji-sun, Arirang News.